Hello? Is this the Jambags Gaming Podcast?
Yeah, sorry, it's really early. Who's this?
It's your number one guest. You know, the famed creator of Dragon's Hacky Sack 1, 2 and 3. You know, the gaming legend Peter Molyneux.
Oh, yeah, okay. Oh, Pete, just let me get a coffee or something, yeah. How are you, anyway? How did you get this number?
Oh, no, that one's easy, Dante. Have you ever been to E3?
Well, yeah, I mean, a couple of times now. I think I've just about paid off my debts for that first trip. Oh, no, sorry. That legal battle with Keanu Reeves, still pressing the charges. The whole hot dog thing. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Well, there you go. You see, I went on the internet and E3 had released all your details.
What?
Also, it says you suffer from extreme hemorrhoids, which I understand. In fact, Peter Molyneux online pharmacy is from
Whoa. This is... No, let's stay on topic here. Peter, how can I help you? What do you want? Rudy is out at the moment, but if this is pressing enough to steal my personal data and wake me up at 9:30, come on, man. Right, I'm here, I'm on the line. What do you want?
Look, I wanted to tell you guys and make sure you're the first to know, and therefore promote, the fact that we have a special reimagining of the Dragon's Hacky Sack Part 1 coming later this year. That's right, the classic Peter Molyneux game is coming to semi-modern consoles.
Well, okay, I'm not sure our podcast is the best place to promote a new game release. I mean, we don't really get anywhere near enough listeners for that, and the ones that do, I think we've got some hate listens, people just kind of waiting for us to... Anyway, never mind that. Did you say semi-modern consoles? Is it not going out on the current gen?
Well, let me address your first point there, Dante, alright? You are right, and all the big and decent podcasts have turned me down, so I thought I'd try you losers. But don't worry, this is still a really special announcement for you guys. But yeah, you heard me right, okay? We are a first-party Sony exclusive on the PSP, PS3 and PS Vita storefronts.
First-party exclusive? Sony paid for this?
Well, not yet, but... we think they'll come around. I mean, I've been sending them several letters a day. You know, it's quite serious.
Okay. So you're releasing these on last gen? Oh, not even last gen. 2 gens ago. Last gen consoles.
Well, I mean, of course, yeah. I mean, look, the games market's flooded right now. You know this. You're a man of the world, Dante. I mean, it's hard to get noticed on the PS4 or PS5 store, right? It's tap flying at you 24/7. So I thought, hang on a minute, you know, let's release this game on last-gen consoles, and we'll be at the top of the new releases chart. It's really smart, isn't it?
I mean, it's a plan. I don't know if it's a smart plan, but it is a plan. I will give you that.
The Peter Molyneux game, no, it's strong to earn us millions, don't worry about that. It's not like Sony's going to turn off the support when a new or repackaged game like ours is coming out, is it? Of course not.
Right. I'm more of an Xbox guy. I mean, they're great for reverse backwards compatibility and all that sort of stuff. So, I mean, no, that's something else, isn't it? He actually owns one of those consoles. I'm just going to put you on hold. Are you crying? What do you mean, no? I can hear you sobbing. Oh, stop you. Oh, so much whining. It's been days. Come on. Anyway, I've got Peter Molyneux on my personal phone. How he got it, I had no idea. And he woke me up before breakfast. Way before second... Anyway, he's proposing to put his latest game on the PS3, the PSP, and the Vita store. I thought Sony are closing them down, aren't they? God. Man up and get over it. Oh, that's why you're crying, isn't it? Oh, yes, I know. Calm down. I mean, the Vita had its time. We're going to get through this. Okay, yep, okay. Well, you go for that lonesome walk over the bridge. Bye-bye now. Oh, wow. It's a whole thing. A whole week of things. Oh, let's get this guy back off hold. Okay, hello, Peter.
Yeah, did that other bloke have anything to say about my amazing game release? Did you like it?
He said it was a great idea and could not see any reason not to release on those platforms and through those stores.
Well, there you go, folks. Go buy the Dragon's Hacky Sack remaster in the autumn. Oh, exclusive to Sony PlayStation 3, PlayStation Portable and PlayStation Vita, I think. Probably.
And hello, Jambaggers. Welcome to another month of the Jambags Comedy Gaming Podcast with myself, Mr. Dante Rodriguez, and my very well-dressed co-host, Mr.
Rudy Manchego, who is wearing clothes today because we're starting to come out of lockdown. I can have to wear clothes again.
Yeah, no, that's well-dressed. That's actually your lounge pants without the massive curry stain on it. You've actually put something that could be seen outside. I'm flattered that you made the effort. I'm assuming it's not just for me.
No, it is for you. You're a person of the outside world, Dante. So why would I not? And thanks for noticing. It's the little things I appreciate.
Okay, right. This is probably the nicest thing you've ever said to me. So I'm suspicious that you want money or something. Anyway, so how's your month been, Mr. Manchego?
In the gaming world, it's been very, very slow and steady. And steady gaming month. Not much going on. No March Madness, as we were talking about before.
No. It's like normally March is a massive month of releases, and at the moment it seems to be, Outriders, and that's kind of it. And apparently everyone loves that.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's very easy to log on and play a game, I've heard. Really easy.
Oh yeah, totally dead easy to just kind of have a matchmaking game made and not get kicked off the server and to actually play it and not sit around waiting for loading screens because Square Enix are a professional games outlet.
Oh yeah. Let's go with that. Yeah. So anyway, okay, what we talking about?
Well, I think we've got quite a lot to talk about in our podcast this month. We've got some good segments for everybody, so not going to keep them waiting around too long. But let's just go through with a little bit about what games we are playing at the moment. Mr. Manchego, what games are gracing your lovely PS5 at the minute?
At the moment, it is probably the same as last month. I can't remember. It's still Assassin's Creed Valhalla. I am, determined to finish this game.
Yeah.
I'm on 70 plus hours, I think. I thought I'd come close to finishing the campaign. Turns out quite a bit more to go. So
no, I think I'm on more hours than you, but I'm behind in the story because I'm kind of trying to tick everything off as I go through it. But yeah, no, I am playing that one. I've taken a little bit of a break, just kind of to put some other games in between it, but yeah, going to AC Valhalla, which again we both quite like, but we do realise that it's kind of open world busy work at this point. Maybe touch on the repetitive side.
It's so unnecessarily long. It's just, and I really feel that I'll probably be saying the same thing next month, like same thing. But anyway, yeah, it's that, and been playing a few sort of smaller indie games. Started Cloudpunk on PC, which is pretty good so far.
Yeah.
What else have I been doing? I finished off a playthrough of Portal again.
Hey,
PC,
once a year, every time. I think I put that on a tweet recently that I always play the Portal. I mean, it's so easy to get through in just like maybe 3 hours. The whole of the first Portal. It's
absolutely
a sublime experience.
But what about you, Rodriguez? I mean, you mentioned AC Valhalla.
Yes.
I imagine you've got something pretty edgy, pretty cool, pretty.
I'm
going to really interest our listeners and be completely on brand.
Oh yeah, yes, yeah, absolutely. Well, I mean, yeah, AC Valhalla. As you know, big fan of that. She's not Cassandra, but Eivor. She's a lovely character. Enjoying spending time with her. So I am staying on brand and supporting smaller scale studios, which is why I've been playing Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War.
Okay, right. Is that the only thing you've been playing? Anything else, slightly more, less mainstream, something a little bit off the beaten track?
Something even more indie than Call of Duty.
Anything.
I might have been playing some Fortnite.
Sorry. It sounded very much like you said you were playing some Fortnite. No, sorry. So what did you actually mean? Sorry, because I know that's not what you actually meant.
Fortnite.
Shut the front door. What? Sorry, back up. You're playing How old are you? You're like an old man outside of school. What are you doing? I don't know where this podcast is going to go from here, really, to be honest. This is a bombshell. This is wow, for long-term listeners of the show, I just don't even know. I just don't feel like I know you, man. I don't feel like I know you anymore. Like, yeah, okay. Cardinals, like, well, that's not the kind of thing that you play, but fair enough. It's fairly mainstream. But Fortnite, I think we've got to draw a line on this and get straight into the episode because I need some time to process this information, and
I think the news is probably a long enough time for you to deal with
let's just move on.
Okay.
Hey Jambags, after that devastating bombshell, which I'm still trying to process internally, we are here with From the Jambags, our monthly news section where we give you the greatest bits of news nuggets from the last month. And we have got several stories here which we think are going to rock your gaming minds. Dante, hit us up with the first one. You got an update on something we featured quite heavily in last month's podcast. What is it, Dante?
Well, yes, it does kind of relate heavily to the way that the Jambags podcast is being marketed from this point on, because we've really tried to adopt this model that Nintendo have put through by Mario 3D All-Stars, which has now been discontinued and has no longer available through conventional means. And 3 guesses where that has led. That has led to these people that we love to talk about here on the Jambags podcast, our good people over at Scalper Island. Now, because of the success of Mario 3D All-Stars and the massive amount of markup that the scalpers are now able to sell it for, they are starting to offer on Scalper Island, which is it Greenland or is it near Greenland or is it like in a whole different part?
Geographically, it's not easy to say. It's a little bit like Skull Island in Kong. You can't easily. You can get to it if you know how to get to it, but
yes,
you can't otherwise. It's why it's so hard to prosecute.
Yeah, much like the island from Wonder Woman and all those sorts of things. So they are now starting to offer small, reasonable holidays to families in their new resort section, which apparently even with the £5,000 charge for taking a holiday abroad is still cheaper than going to Centre Parks in August.
That I can believe. Having got having been part of a family of 4, being priced out of anything other than driving past the window and staring at the rich people. But wow, I mean, are you going to get on this? This bandwagon?
I feel like I have to be honest. I mean, it's an item that's high value, so even though I haven't got a Switch at all, I feel like I have to own it, and the only way is to go through a scalper. However, I feel this is okay, because I'm paying quite a massive markup for it, but because we're doing exactly the same thing with the Jambags podcast, we've deleted all of our back catalogue. Well, that's what you did last time, wasn't it?
I did. Yes, I did delete our back catalogue.
Yeah,
the only way to get it is now to buy it back from us exorbitant cost. And any moment now we're gonna.
So that's why I bought this. Bought Super Mario 3D All-Stars at a massive price, because we're going to get that money back through our Scalped podcast any minute.
Yeah. I mean,
any minute.
Yeah. How much
I'm
money
waiting.
Did you
I'm sure
spend?
the phone's going to start ringing. Well, it was sort of £179 for a Switch game.
Right? Yeah. Well, I'm sure we'll make that back. Should we move on? I've got a story here for us.
Yeah, go. Yeah, move on from this one. This is not showing me in a great light, is it?
Yeah. Anyway. I've got one here, all from the world of Sony, as you mentioned. To our friend
Sony,
Peter.
man, what is with them lately?
Well, it's been a turbulent month for them. Now, this one isn't the most turbulent stories. We'll cover some of those later. But there has been a lot of complaint about the upgrade path for PlayStation 4 titles that have been given PS5 upgrades by the developers.
Yeah.
So, for example, Control has had an update applied to it for PS5. Several other titles, Assassin's Creed, etc., have had, buffs to the process. But there has been some complaint about how simple that process is. Now, their main competitor, Microsoft, have been very plain in stating that any game you get will be the correct one for your system. So, if you have
anyone that goes along with, they call it smart delivery, don't they? If they go along with smart delivery, you get both versions. There's a few exceptions to that, like if you've got Devil May Cry 5, you might have to get the the next gen version of it separately.
Yeah, but they're marketing that as a different game, aren't they? But I think you're exactly right. Also, MaxiPad, another competitor, have agreed that they will name theirs medium, ultra, and flood damage to represent the different generations. So it's very clear which ones we want to go for. And people say, well, Sony, why are you so behind in your game? And Sony have come out on the offensive and stated that their upgrade process is in fact the simplest of all, and that users, and they've given them very clear instructions here, users simply need to purchase any game with a PS5 upgrade available, as shown in hieroglyphs at the bottom of the store listing. So you then need to download the PS4 version of the game, and there'll be a button in the settings of the PS5 called this thing. You click it, and then you get another option. You can either continue with the PS5 upgrade or order a hit on your Nemesis. If you continue with the PS5 upgrade, you're then asked to take a small potato, peel it, and place it in a freshly dug pit under a full moon. You then go back to the PS5, throw some salt over your shoulder, insult Phil Spencer on social media, and then upgrade download progress should continue. Note, it is throttled to 1 megabits per second, so any upgrade will take approximately 3 days. I mean, to me, as a Sony owner, that is really simple.
I feel that that's a fairly kind of easy step-by-step process. I mean, I'm a Microsoft guy, but I love insulting Phil Spencer. So yeah, I mean, he does have such great jackets. It's going to be tough.
I mean, that's the thing, But so I think that is pretty much paid to rest all the complaints about Sony. And upgrade process. Sony
are definitely coming out as being the most in touch with people and very, very consumer friendly bunch. Good old Sony, not like those kind of hacks over at Microsoft and MaxiPad. Making it so straightforward that whatever. Yeah.
So well done, Sony. Once you've had a hard week, but you've totally smashed it out of the park with that response. Dante, what have you got on another game that we've mentioned a few times on
we
this,
do like
podcast?
To mention this one because we pretty much like to mine comedy from kicking things when they're down, but Revenge's Minimum Effort, that big kind of studio sort of cash into the big movie franchise that's around at the moment, has tried to save itself with a massive content drop. They said that they got information about loads of new content that's coming in that will save the game, and that content drop is one character. Single character. Right, basically a reskin of one of the existing ones.
Wow. Yay?
Yeah. Yes. No, they've released Metal Woman, who basically has the same powers as Metal Man.
Yes.
So it's kind of underwhelmed the dwindling player base, who are basically saying it's not even a new character, it's basically a skin, and there's not really much in terms of extra levels to play or kind of variations in the gameplay loop that they were kind of expecting to breathe some slightly new life into the game. Now, the game's developers, a big games company called Cube Foreskin, they said that people should shut the F up, is what they said in their press release. This kind of thing was considered revolutionary in the days of Ms. Pac-Man, so stop your damn whining and buy some of the in-game currency is what they said. Now, the in-game currency, you can either buy it up front or you can use it from harvesting the souls of your enemies. So they want you to buy some souls right now, please, and keep playing the game.
Wow, I mean, that is, an innovative approach to monetization, I guess.
Yeah.
The Souls currency is... We've seen a lot of Souls or Soul-like currencies in games. It seems to be the way that they do things now.
Well, you can do quite a lot with Souls, right? I mean, you can get more skins, you can buy the corporate skins, which seems to be all the thing that's in the Revenge. It's all kind of corporate sponsorship. So Souls definitely lead towards corporate sponsorship, certainly in that game.
Yeah, absolutely. I know that the large expansion, which they touted on the roadmap for Our Souls, if you go via the store path, is Browntown, and that sounds like an interesting addition.
If it ever comes about, I mean, we were expecting kind of Crack Avenue in the last one. I mean, it didn't really happen. It was just Metal Woman instead of Metal Man, and there wasn't really any of the kind of the Crack Avenue content.
Wow. Okay. Well, I mean, I guess watch this space. We'll, in the coming months, I'm sure we're going to know whether Metal Woman has turned the fortunes round of this game, and whether people are buying Souls.
I really don't feel like buying any
Cube Foreskin want them. No, I mean, to be honest, why buy arseholes when you can, have your own for free? Last story, though, now, Dante, this is a big one for the industry. We're not going to lie.
Yes.
COVID has hit the world hard, obviously. You've been idiot, just make it quite clear, idiot not to believe that. But what it has meant is one of the ways it's really affected the games industry, apart from, people work from home and stuff like that and delaying everything, is that a lot of the big industry events, they're gone. Poof, boom, just put down. No one's mingling in big halls, convention halls at the moment. Yeah, and E3 is not making an exception. Normally held in June, the E3 period. It's a big industry hoo-ha. Everyone goes there, mingles along, plays demos of games, lots of games announcements, and big theatres for
I always like to see the presentation by MaxiPad during the E3 period. It's always great.
Yeah, absolutely. We always want to see what hilarious bullshit comes out of Todd Howard's mouth. I mean, what we also like to do is just to work out how much the people got paid in the Bethesda audience. But now we don't need to, because where does Bethesda come in this? Anyway, E3, obviously, it's, June is still too early. The world's still reeling from this. It is also going online this year. But interestingly, it's going online this year to make doxing easier. So, you see, yes, E3 2021, like 2020, will be an online-only affair. Now, as I've assumed, as we've just sort of talked about here, that, we've got the COVID response and whatnot. But an official statement by the ESA, which is the E3 organisers, said that, obviously COVID's tied into this decision, but ultimately, if they have a fully digital platform moving forward, that will give them thousands more pieces of sensitive data, which they could share with the world to promote better doxing. As you may recall, there was issues with, games journalists having the details leaked online.
Well,
as a spokesman,
Peter Molly, phoned me like this morning before I'd had my cup of coffee. Jeez.
Exactly, but as a spokesman said, for ESA, and I'll just quote it here, why spend ages inputting a games journalist's details into a publicly available Excel when you can get everyone who signs up to E3 to get their personal details and they can share the whole as a job lot? We are really thinking large for E3 2021. And I'm inspired by that because, COVID has been hard on everyone this year, obviously, and it's things like E3, it's a little, a bit of normality there. And I like the fact that in this period of stagnation, they're trying to innovate.
Yeah, no, they're approaching it in a different way, and it's nice that they're really staying true to the core values of what E3 is all about.
Exactly, which is ultimately giving personal details of people so they can be doxed and threatened online. That's what we want to see from the ESA, and this is what they're doing. They are up in the scale. So, if you're intending to watch anything at E3, be aware that you'll probably get swatted or something in a few months afterwards. I mean, wow, what an upgrade.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's great for marketing, isn't it? I mean, they can just kind of stealthily send you emails full of crap and spam that you don't really want for games that you didn't know existed, because that's why people go.
Yeah. Anyway, so that on that sort of bombshell for the industry, we are now going to move away from our news and on to our next segment, shall we?
Let's do it.
State to the gaming nation.
Hey, Rudy, how are you doing? Look, I know
pretty
this is
good.
Yeah.
We've just literally done the news segment together, like
seconds
ago.
It's true, but it feels like I've not seen you in ages, and
It's been locked down, but all right, yeah.
Yeah, I'm so I know this is your thing, and selling out is what you're very passionate about, but I feel like I've come up with a way, inspired by what's going on in the news right now, to really sell out in a way that might make us a little bit richer.
Look, I know that sometimes we disagree on some of these tactics, but you are 100% right. If it's about selling out, I'm already in on the plan. So you just lay it on me what you've got, and if we can sell out of this, I'm a happy bunny. Go for it.
No,
Hit me.
Yeah, man. If we could make a real right. Yeah. Anyway, I think what we should do is, very much like the CEO of Twitter, who sold his first ever tweet to the highest bidder fairly recently. He some sucker on the internet who bought that tweet. I don't know how you can own a tweet, but there he has. I think we should sell our first Jambags podcast. Remember when our mics were shit and we kind of had no idea what we were doing, and things have gradually gotten
Yes,
slightly better since then. If we sell our first podcast to someone, say, well, it's on the internet, so and people can listen to it because I assume we didn't delete that one. All they can do is point to it and say, "That's my podcast," and give us money for the privilege of doing that. What do you think?
I think that yes. Jack, whatever his name is from Twitter, did sell the first tweet. But there is a slight difference. I mean, first of all, it's a tweet's just text, yeah, but this is recordings of our voices, and that means that they could be manipulated into something we don't agree with, and we wouldn't be the right holders anymore if it's going to get technicalities, so we couldn't challenge it because we don't own the rights to it. So it could say any old, so they could make us say anything, and it would make it sound like we said that, but we didn't say that, and we'd have no legal recourse because we've given the rights away because we're literally signing over the rights. I mean, I don't know if, look, I'm all for selling out, but I don't know if you thought this one through, Dante.
That's a very I'm sure that's never ever gonna be. Well, the thing is, I kind of already sold it to someone.
Of course you did. Okay, right. Okay. So when did you sell this?
Well, it was last week sometime, and I managed to sell it for just about enough money to buy COD Black Ops Cold War. Brilliant. If I added in a few, a mild lottery win and a rebate that I got for my old car tax, but with all that combined, I was able to buy Black Ops Cold War, which is it is right. What it is.
Okay, let me just stop you there. So someone's had it for a while. I'm just going to have a quick Google for it.
Yep.
Okay, right. I found oh wow! It's being put on there as if it's one of our podcasts, despite the fact that it's not on our RSS feed.
Is it getting lots of hits? Are people listening? Are we we actually getting some traffic for it?
Well, we're not getting any hits. That's the point, Dante. We've sold the rights to it. Someone else is getting the hits. Anyway, let's just see what this. It's shorter than the one we put out by quite a bit. So someone's done some. Let's have a play. Let's have a quick play. Ready?
Fortnite is great.
Super Metroid sucks. A big fat hairy wad.
Whoa! We didn't say that in our first podcast, did we?
I would never say that about Super Metroid. That's the best game ever made. That's better than anything you've ever...
Makes total sense to us. People are not the absolute worst.
Well, I disagree with that one for a start.
Yeah, man.
People are the worst. And
really
hang on a minute. What's this bit? Anybody gaming are a great bunch of guys who we have no beef with.
Wow, that's definitely something I would never say because those guys are.
They are just absolute arseholes.
They're just people.
I'm just going to go out on a limb here. Who did you sell this to?
His username was Dazzlator456.
Was it Dazzlator456 from Any Button Gaming?
I think it might have been the same one, yeah.
Was the website ab-gaming.com?
Maybe. That sounds really... by the time I'd seen who... I was already kind of onto the Activision store and I was already buying COD by that point.
Oh, well, okay. Okay, then, Any Button Gaming, you win this round. That's what I'm going to say. And you're not allowed to talk to Dante again. You know how easily led he is by the promise of a cheap game code.
Maybe they'll offer to sell us their first website post.
State to the gaming nation.
Hey Dante, I see that obviously you spent, what little you got from selling our first podcast episode. You have bought a Call of Duty game, presumably Cold War. It's the latest one, isn't it?
Yes, I did buy the Call of Duty Cold War. I heard good things about the zombie mode, and it is quite good, and I quite like it for what it is, but yes, you will see that this section of the script is called Rip-Off of the Month, and I think the COD very much belongs here.
Rip-Off of the Month.
So, if I understand correctly, you sold this for a game that you are now calling a rip-off of the month, which is a double rip-off because you got it by selling our first episode. So you've ripped me off as a partner in this endeavour, and you've also squandered that on something that you think is a big load of bollocks.
Well, yeah, sure. Okay, I mean, first off, you don't count as a person, so I don't really care about ripping you off. Second of all, I mean, it's a rip-off. I'm not saying it's bollocks, because I actually do quite enjoy the game for it, but there is a lot of rip-off-ish elements about it. I am enjoying playing it, but I do feel like it is worthy of being in this segment. So, yeah, if you'll permit me to have a massive rant that I wrote at 3 a.m. after being killed by some sniper guy 20,000 times, then I'm going to go right ahead and do that.
Do we need to bullet point this then? Because this seems to be something that you're quite. I mean, I'm reading the script here and it's all capitalized, and there is a lot of rude words in here. So,
why do you take it? Anytime I write in crayon, you seem to get the hump with my script. Yeah, okay. I'll bullet point it down as short as I can.
Okay, I'll do some gunshots for each bullet point. So
Okay.
Ready?
Oh, that's loud. Okay, all right. Okay. I'm starting. So, the first problem with COD is which version do you buy? I mean, I needed a wiki page to get my head around it. I bought it off of Facebook Marketplace from some guy I turned out to actually work with, and because it wasn't the next gen version, even despite it saying Xbox Series X at the top of it, it wasn't the next gen version. It didn't have the HD 60 FPS upgrade. So now it's going to be awkward when I go back to work. Because I basically sold that version the next day and then bought the cross-gen version online straight after. So I'm kind of hoping COVID lasts forever so I don't have to talk to that guy about it. I also sold it for more than I bought it for, so maybe that's...
Wait a second, there's another shot. So you're a scalper as well. So, okay, and you've ripped it off. This is a rip-off where you've made money from it.
Yeah, no, I do think
I'm carry on. All right, next shot, ready?
Ow!
They're getting closer.
Using a real gun, because that... Ow.
It's important to get some realism in this.
That went in my arm. Okay, so installing it takes up 169 gigabytes. 69. Anyway, it's a short campaign and it's got some multiplayer maps. I mean, how the hell does it take up 169 gigs of data? I mean, the last gen version was 120-ish. I mean, I don't get how it takes up that amount of space. Also, when you take out the campaign, your character, whatever you can name your character.
Wait a sec. Is this a new gunshot?
Ow! Oh. That was in my kneecap. Ah!
Yep, carry on.
Yeah, so you can name your character, you can choose what gender it is. So I was a girl called Dante, whose nickname is Belle, Dante Belle Rodriguez. And it took every ounce of my lack of maturity not to give my character the surname of End. Actually, I'm going to play it through again and do that because it just seems hilarious.
Oh, of course you are. Of course you are.
Yeah.
So.
Anyway, so campaign got some problem, but I don't see how the campaign, which is fairly short, takes up that many gigs. Anyway, I don't know how to say this, but I think you need to shoot your gun again.
Okay, let me just.
Oh. Okay. Yeah. So. COD also has a battle pass system. Now, as I've mentioned, I have been playing Fortnite with my children because they're Fortnite obsessed like all 6 to 8 year olds are. And Fortnite has a battle pass system. It's a free to play game, which is great, but I don't get how COD being, either 45 or 65 pounds, depending on which store you get it from. How do you justify having a seasonal battle pass when you've already charged that much for the coming price? I really don't get it. Fortnite, fine, you get it for free, and then if you want to pay money on the battle pass, you can. COD, you've got that opening gateway, and you've got a battle pass on top, and I just don't see how people aren't calling this out as being horrifically predatory.
Right. Is there any more points? Because I've got somewhere I really want to shoot.
Oh, yeah, I did have one.
Okay.
Oh, no. Oh, why would you shoot me there?
Well, it's a good shot. I mean, it's quite a small target.
But I was going to use that. Oh, never mind.
Doubtful.
Okay, the problem is I suck at COD. And the D-bags in their matching outfits and clan tags made me feel like I was inadequate, and the player base is full of people that take it way too seriously. Modders, hackers. I mean, it can't possibly be that I'm just shit at the game or unwilling to put the time in to get good, as people say. Yeah, they're clearly hacking or whatever. But yeah, no, it's you're paying a lot to be abused by a bunch of D-bags, which...
Right, so can I just sum this up? Don't worry, I won't shoot you anymore unless you particularly want me to. Let me just sum this up, yeah?
Yeah.
You bought an Activision Blizzard product, which had a confusing number of varieties to purchase, that famously takes up many, many gigs of space for no real reason, that has horrendous microtransactions and passes and all sorts of stuff to buy on top of that.
Yeah.
And is full of tosspots playing online. So you've literally just described the modern Call of Duty experience. How was this a surprise to you? We run a gaming podcast, mate. How was this rip-off for the month? I mean, how is this not... What? I don't understand.
I guess you're kind of saying that, to be completely ripped off, it has to kind of be a surprise, whereas I should have known ahead of time what I was getting into. Is that what you're saying?
Well, it's a little bit like,
You camping noob, I'm going to kill you! Sorry,
okay. It's a little bit like accept an invitation from a known cannibal for dinner and then complaining when they eat you.
Yeah, I know. But, in its defense, the zombie mode is fun.
Right, okay, good. So that sounds like... Well, I'm going to say...
Dante's being stupid and wants to rant about something that's his own fault section. Well, can we have that? Sweet. And all our listeners get to listen to me whine and bitch about stuff. I mean, please keep listening, like and subscribe. Rudy.
Yeah.
Is this really necessary?
Dante, this is important, okay? This is a very, very serious rule for the storefront for the Vita, PSP, and PS3, okay? This is a momentous moment. And Requiem aeternam dones Domine, et lux perpetua lucia Deus, te desed Vita, PSP, and PS3. Sanctus Angelis Tokyo Jungles Domin Infamous DLC. Amen.
Not sure it belongs in a church.
That's an ecumenical matter. Anyway, O Sony, whose properties are now considered worthless, have mercy and to spare, we beseech thee, on behalf of the soul of thy fanboys, whom thou hast called out as unable to buy further games for thy legacy systems. Look upon him with pity and let him be conducted by the holy angels to buy a PS5 and play some new games. Grant that Jim Ryan, who believed in thee and hoped in thee, may not be left to suffer the pains of playing Gran Turismo on anything less than a current generation machine, but may be admitted to eternal joys brought by enhanced SSD. Through Jim Ryan, thy Son, our Lord, who with thee and the Holy Ghost of Sean Layden liveth and reigneth, world without end. And he spake, and said that backwards compatibility is something that is asketh for, but not used at if granted. Amen.
Amen.
Oh man, this is so beautiful, Dante. I mean, this is exactly what the PS3, PSP, and PS Vita stores would have wanted. Such a beautiful send-off.
I guess so. Maybe Sony could just maybe not close the store, or maybe make these games available elsewhere, or dare I say it, free?
Blasphemer! How could you speak such sinful words on this day of all days, Dante?
Whatever, Rudy. Whatever. I'm not even sure why we're here anyway. I don't even have a PS3 or a PSP, and I barely play my Vita, and maybe a bit of Grand Theft Auto.
Lord, let not your agnostic Vita ways tempt me. Get thee behind me, Phil Spencer.
What's going on? What's that?
Hey, Dante, Rudy. Oi, is that you?
Shh. Oh, God, what is he doing here? How does he know I'm here?
I don't know. Did you go to E3?
Well, yeah, of course I did.
Oh, well, there you go then. He knows where you are.
Dante, Rode, you bastards. Have you heard the bloody news at the PSP, PS3 and Vita stores closing by the end of summer? Yeah, Peter. It's just we're at a funeral service right now for the storefronts, okay? Yeah? Right now? Oh, bollocks to that. My Dragon's Aki sack, our remake, has taken a long walk off a shitty stick.
What?
Did you numbnuts know about this when I come onto your podcast earlier?
Yeah, no, yes, no.
No,
yes.
Yes.
Yeah, no.
Yes.
No. Yes.
Yes.
Did we?
No. Yes.
No. But what we meant to say is we had heard some rumours.
And if by rumours you meant that Sony had formally announced it in a press release, then, yes. Well, that takes a bloody biscotti biscuit, doesn't it? I mean, this new release is completely wasted. Thanks, Sony, and no thanks to you, wank bags. I'm never going to grace in a sad excuse for a podcast again. You can say goodbye to your exclusive developer announcements and racing smashes every time I bloody appear. That's it.
Yeah, that sounds terrible, Pete. I mean, we actually find our listeners go down when you kind of have a very abrasive voice.
Don't try. No, that's it. Our professional relationship is gone. It's just gone. All right, I'm off. Bye.
Okay, everyone's looking at us now. That's awkward, but at least he's gone.
Yeah, that is good. I mean, we've made quite this was supposed to be the day for the PSP, PS3 and PS Vita store send off, and it's been dominated. Oh no, it's coming back.
Oh shit.
Actually, to be honest, I do have a new game for you. Have you ever wondered what it would be like to be a self-aware AI with body dysmorphia and issues with unwanted erections? Well, soon you can. AI or Am I is coming to the Wii U very, very soon.
Are we going to say anything?
Oh, I don't know. And thank you, Jambaggers. We have come to the end of this Jambagged full podcast, I guess. This
Jambags Comedy Gaming Podcast. Can you not get our name right?
Comedy Gaming Podcast?
That's what we are. That's what...
This is such a witty script we put in here anyway guys, we have got just enough time in this episode that's left to answer a few questions that have been sent our way by you, our lovely, quite gorgeous and rather sexy listeners. You know who you are. Anyway, so shall we? Yeah, let's
making my skin crawl a little bit.
We've got a couple here. So let me read this one, and this is from our good friend Metal Shark. Who I think we still have a pint of lager to from our last meetup at a gaming
probably
convention.
Do, yeah.
But let me just bring the question up, because this is a doozy. Now, we have read this question together, but we haven't told each other our answers. So this could be really, really funny or not funny. So the question from Metal Shark is, if you could force the other co-host to solo isolate with only one other person for a year, who would you pick, and what single game would you let them have as their only form of entertainment? The most ingeniously evil answer wins. Now, I like the bit that it's ingeniously evil.
Oh, yeah.
Because it makes it far more entertaining for us.
Absolutely, yeah. No, I've got a fairly solid idea of who you should spend an entire year.
Okay, so I'm going to let you go first, Dante.
So the person I think that you should spend an entire year isolated with on a desert island or in quarantine with is a fine member of the actor community, Mr. Keith Allen, who I know you're a very big fan of.
Yes.
Yeah, so his horrifically right-wing views, his kind of working-class Tory outlook on life, his general all-round demeanour, which I think would sit very well with you yes. Personally. I think you would enjoy his company above all other people.
No, thanks, mate. That would be a living hell. Okay,
and I think that the game that you two would bond over would be the Just Dance Kinect edition for the Xbox 360.
That would be a good choice, since the Kinect availability has stopped working for those games, as I found out trying to play my daughter, so it wouldn't even be functional. That is
No, we'd bring it back just for you two.
Oh, right, okay. I can't work out what's worse, having a year where you can't play the game or you can play that game. That is quite evil. My one was slightly. I don't know. We'll have to leave this out for listeners to judge. But
yeah,
my one for you was going to be Todd Howard.
Oh, I quite like that. I just,
But it's the combination of the game. The only game you've got to play is Elder Scrolls Blades mobile.
Oh man, no,
with him
not
trying
on
to
mobile.
justify its existence for the entire way through about how it's the full Elder Scrolls experience, despite the fact you're playing it and you just know it's not. And you've got no money for microtransactions as well. You have to wait to unlock it. To open a door, you have to wait literally days on a desert island.
I'd
With
have
just
so
Todd
much
Howard
fun
telling you
whenever,
how it's
whenever
so
my
good.
whenever my phone crashed and it stopped working, I'd just say, "Hey Todd, isn't it great when this shit just works?"
There's only so many times you could do that before you'd end up just, So I think it's interesting. We've gone very different approaches there. You've gone with
Nothing gaming related.
Nothing gaming related, but someone that that from an ideological point of view would put my back right up.
Yes.
And then playing a game that I would both suck at and not understand because it's got modern music in it. Whereas I've gone something that's gaming related, but mine's more about the kind of
the combination.
The
would
combination
be terrible
of the game. Having to have someone justify the existence of a terrible mobile, not even a port version of a game, while telling you how it's great and it's the full experience. Also, from an IP that you're not that interested in either. So.
Well, yeah. I do actually quite like Skyrim, particularly the VR Skyrim. I was very impressed with. I feel I should dedicate more of my time to that, but the amount of motion sickness that the VR gives me is puts me off a little bit. But yeah, no, I don't mind Elder Scrolls. I prefer the Witcher universe and Deus Ex and that sort of thing. But yeah, it's might not be as. I might not be in as much hell as you would be with, dancing along to something by Lady Gaga with Keith Allen.
You probably do have me there, actually. Okay. So, Metal Shark, savagely evil. So, okay.
Kind of using what I know about you as a person to really eviscerate you. Other people might think Keith Allen would be a good guy to hang out with, perhaps. I mean, if he just talked about his experience making Danny Boyle films, maybe that would be fine. But yeah, as soon as he brought up the Tory party, I think we
could sing Vindaloo for a bit, couldn't we?
We could sing Vindaloo, and we could continually refer to him as Fat Les, because
that's at least as you always do, which is great. We like the evil. And Dante, you got one more question. Who's this from? What is the question?
I mean, I'm not sure they've got the right address here. I don't think they maybe took more than a few seconds to have a look at what we actually to be. I think my boyfriend is a gamer, and I'm not. I feel my boyfriend is spending lots and lots of time playing some game on his PS5 or PS4. I just didn't say just games console. It says PlayStation, and not giving me that much attention. How would you recommend I rectify this and get this
kind of advice?
Oh, no.
Let's just get this out from a legal perspective. Anything we suggest is inherently flawed.
We would probably advise that you do exactly the opposite of whatever we suggest in this next segment.
I think, personally, it's now.
That is quite a key distinction, isn't it?
Yeah. If her other half has got a PS5, well, there's not many people who've got those, and the hype and intrinsic worth of that shiny toy. I think you've got to make a space in the relationship for three. Do you know what I mean? This is a polyamorous, has lots of feelings for her, but now there's this new beast called the PS5. Now, this will change as more and more become available, as it becomes the de facto next gen, current gen
the novelty
console.
kind of wears off, and the exclusivity and the bragging rights are kind of less of a thing.
Exactly. Then all of that will die back down. Now it's PS4 to
get yourself someone with a PS5 who can neglect you for my thought was actually to get yourself on whatever game it is. I'm just going to say COD, because it's one of the most popular ones out there. We've talked about it a bit during the podcast. Get yourself good at COD and have a nice, healthy kind of couples gaming session of that one. I mean, or I suppose what you could do is get so good that he's so embarrassed by the
montage of getting good scrub.
Oh yeah, no, you have to get kind of Quiet Riot
retribution kind of plan. It would fall flat on its ass if you didn't do that.
I mean, could we have the actual montage music from Team America, or is that something that's like that but not quite that?
There will be a rights issue. We played something from a popular motion picture film, but I do have some music here to give you an idea what it could be. What do you think of those apples?
Oh, that's really getting me pumped to actually get good at I'm going to sign off from this, and maybe I'll get slightly better at COD later.
Let's not go too far, Dante. There's some things a montage can't fix.
No, it's true. Fucking COD.
But anyway, Diamond Wide, I hope that answers your question. As I said, there's no perfect answer out there, but there is a perfect PS5, and if he's got one, sorry, love.
Yeah, he's worth hanging on to, but expect to be completely neglected, to be a PS5 widow for at least a month or two more.
Oh, the other scenario I hadn't thought of would be perhaps she's assumed he's playing on the PlayStation. Maybe he's actually he's getting ready to join Scalper Island. He's actually a scalper, and he's just sat on a massive bed of PS5s and is spending all his time on Facebook Marketplace trying to get gullible fools to spend lots of money on them.
Well, I mean, in that case, he should be spending some of that money on spoiling her, because I'm guessing scalpers don't really care about gamers, and are more interested in money.
Possibly, but I mean, ultimately, you can't go wrong with montage, is what we're going to say, I think, on this one.
Everybody needs a montage.
Exactly.
Even Rocky had a montage. Please
don't sue us. Trey Parker and Matt Stone.
Yeah.
Please don't. We are but small fries and such big fans. Okay.
Well, you especially.
Dante, so I think we are close to signing off. Is there anything else you'd like to mention for this month's episode?
No, I would just like to tell people to get in touch with us with the socials if they have the time and the inclination. We'd love to hear from anyone who was a fan of our Jambags podcast, or anyone who wants to slag us off. All those hate listeners out there, please, give us some abuse. It's interaction, and it breaks up the boredom of lockdown. So please get in touch with us via Facebook, the Jambags Facebook page. So Facebook, Jambags on Facebook, you will find the Jambags Facebook page. You can find us on Instagram at Jambags_UK. You'll find the Jambags Instagram. You'll find the odd humorous image from the world of gaming, as well as various pictures of Dante's video game crushes over the kind of the last few gaming cycles. You can also get in touch with us on Twitter. Again, same handle as the Instagram. It's at Jambags_UK. That account will be managed by a Rudy Manchego. And if you search for at DanSolo96, you will find the Jambags Dante account where you can interact with Dante on that one. You can also contact us through various message boards. For example, the one on YouTube. We do post an audio-only video of with a bit of a background on YouTube of the full podcast. Where else can people listen to the full podcast, Rudy?
Well, there are several places you can listen to the full podcast. And obviously, listen to it right now. But if, for example, you're listening to on a friend's device or whatever, we are on all good podcast apps that use an RSS feed, so most of the mobile apps will support us. We are on Apple Podcasts, we are on Spotify, we are on Stitcher. You can check out our socials where we always post links to where you can listen to this, and we are also on the YouTube. That's right, we have a YouTube channel. You can search for Jambags and you'll find us and bring us up. We put all of our podcast episodes up on YouTube as well, where you can comment, like and subscribe, and all those good things, and occasionally other video content as well, more sparingly at the moment, but typically it is our podcasts that go up there. If you are listening to us on any weird platform or listening to us now, if there's an ability to subscribe or to like or to add a review or any feedback,
definitely reviews help massively. Help reviews.
It's it's amazing, and you would earn instant love, respect, and whatever you want Dante to do to you or not do to you, you get that in return. So that's the ways that you can listen to us and interact with us. Please do. It's great. We love getting questions from everyone, and our listeners have been going up. So thank you, everybody. If you're new, you like us, don't like us,
really appreciate it. So thank you for listening to us for yet another month on the Jambags Comedy Gaming Podcast. And remember, next time you're in a big boss battle, shoot them right in the Jambags.
Oh, hey, Dante, just come around to pick some of them. What the hell is going on in here?
What?
What are you doing? Why are you sat in the dark?
Oh, look, I'm here and I'm pawning the noobs. I can't pause it because it's.
Are you playing Fortnite? Is that
Of course
Fortnite?
I'm playing Fortnite. What else would I be? What else am I play? Would I be playing?
pawning
Fortnite is the only game.
What does pawning noobs mean?
Shooting people.
I'm just gonna open these curtains. Okay, you need a bit of sunlight. You've gone pale.
Ah!
Oh gosh, God, you're on fire. Hang a minute. Why have you got two screens up? Why have you got two screens up? Who's that on there?
Well, oh yeah, that's that.
Okay.
Have you got any Monster Energy? I could really do with some. I've heart palpitations.
Like, what? I don't even know what you're talking about right now.
Neither do I. I've got no clue. Help me. All the bright colours and the skins, and I've unlocked the Joker and Poison Ivy.
Oh, really? Let's have a go.